Why isn't China declaring a war against India, being so powerful? And after how many years are they most likely to go on a war against India? The highest form of warfare is to acquire your military objective without firing a single shot. Right? It's what what's that movie? Enter the Dragon. It's what Bruce Lee said. It's what Bruce Lee called fighting without fighting. So the Chinese do not ever want to go to war with India or with anybody else. They want to acquire the infrastructure and the military muscle and the diplomatic power and every possible means of acquiring influence and power in order to coerce the world into giving it what it wants. Right? The Chinese never want to go to war with anybody. And why do they need to go to war with India? India is doing nothing to threaten the Chinese. India is not developing into a very rapidly into a very powerful economy. India is not militarizing. India is not going against the one China policy or whatever it is. India is doing nothing to threaten the Chinese. The Chinese are happy. They were trying to do these incursions on the northern border, the India-Tibet border, until last year. There was this Galwan incident in which they got a bloody nose. So they have recalibrated their strategy, and over the past year and a half, India has gone backwards. It's gone. It's not progress at all because of the situation that we are in right now, the pandemic. Right, so the pandemic has achieved everything China ever would have wanted to achieve. India's economy has gone backwards. India's space program is stalled. India seems to have just basically stopped everything. India is not making any progress in any sense. So the Chinese are happy. Why do they need to go to war? The Chinese economy is expanding very rapidly every year, including right now during the pandemic, and the world's economy has stalled. India's economy is also stalled. Everything is stopped. So they are doing very well. They are achieving all the objectives they would ever want to accomplish. Right, in the short term. In the long term, the Chinese want India to be fragmented, balkanized, and I'm sure they are working on those things too. India has so many internal divisions which the Chinese do exploit. They do have interests and investments inside India, whether we know it or not. They have investments in the media, they have investments in various political parties and in various corporations. There are FDIs. There are so many ways in which the Chinese are already invested in India. They're already pulling at certain strings, etc. The Chinese don't need to go to war ever with India, right? So that's what India needs to work on